Alright everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. So I showed you last week my art journey while showing you the beginning of the painting that I'm making for the gallery show. I'm also going to have my first book signing at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts, and I'm going to have this painting up, and so I'm super excited. I wanted to show you this time-lapse video and hopefully bring you some information and some inspiration, how to stay inspired as an artist. There are common struggles that creative people have when they're trying to make art on a regular basis, which can be difficult. And I think most people who are not artists might look at somebody who is an artist and think, well, it just comes naturally to you. You just want to do things, you want to create, you want to paint. And there are so many obstacles in the way, unfortunately. I know I made a video about sitting in the chair. Sometimes once you just get yourself to sit in the chair, you can be creative. It's not as difficult, but getting to sit in the chair, to be able to have other things, other distractions out of the way, can be hard. And so today I'm sharing 5 tips from my sister-in-law, Mary. So Mary Hladio, this is a shout out to you. She shared a post and she has some great tips to share, but she starts out with a quote by JRR Tolkien, who wrote Lord of the Rings. And the quote is, "Little by little, one travels far." If you've been around on my channel for long enough, you know small steps are to be applauded. So that's actually tip number 1 on making small efforts count. Start with a 1% improvement. And she says to aim to improve just 1% each day, which doesn't sound like a lot, but over time, of course, that does make a difference. I went on a mission trip years ago to the Bahamas, and of course, they left me and a friend in charge of sailing the boat in the middle of the night because somebody had to sail the boat. It was a 2-hour span, and we were responsible for that 2-hour span to make sure that we stayed on course, that the steering wheel, I know there's a name for it on a boat, had to stay in the direction that it was pointed to, because even 1% over several hours would make a big difference with whether we were going to end up in Miami or somewhere else in the middle of the Atlantic. So that 1% in that instance really made a difference. So small changes in your routine can make a 1% difference. For me, as I was finishing this painting, and I started out with a very, very bright blue in the background, and then I realized that I didn't like that. So you guys are seeing me paint the regular, darker, I guess brighter blue. I toned it down a little bit with some more white and made it lighter. Little tiny steps. So even if I painted one day and I had to redo it, hey, that's okay. That doesn't negate what I did before. It just says that I'm learning, and I'm learning what colors that I wanted for this painting. In Korea, the colors are beautiful. They really love pastels. They love bright colors. In the temples that they have, I don't remember the name of it, but it talks about these colors are consistently used in the temples. So you have this green that I've used for my Luna moss, this reddish brown. There are blues. There are just these similar colors that they use consistently, and it brings quite a cohesiveness and a beauty to Korea. And if you've ever been there, you know how beautiful the mountains are, and there are cherry blossoms there as well. So 1%, what can you do in your routine, in your skills, your mindset, that over time these small changes can lead to big progress? The number 2 tip is use the 2-minute rule. And I love this 2-minute rule for lots of reasons, but commit to starting a new task or habit for just 2 minutes. Again, sitting in the chair. Oftentimes when I sit in the chair, I find that I'm willing to do a lot more than just 2 minutes. And it's a good way to just kind of encourage yourself, and maybe you could call it tricking yourself, to start a new habit, to start slowly, to start in a very small way, that over time can increase your ability to create. So for me, I joke about my daughter. she was really impressed with the earring that I made. And she's like, oh my gosh, it looks like it's actually sparkling at you. And I told her, I said, I made that in 5 minutes. And she was very shocked. But I literally had 5 minutes before I had to go on a trip somewhere. And I could easily say, 5 minutes, I'm not going to get anything done. But I got my paints out and got my water and my brushes. And in 5 minutes, I made that earring. And that earring's done. And so don't underestimate what you can accomplish in 2 minutes, because oftentimes 2 minutes can turn into 5 minutes, can turn into 20 minutes, can turn into something creative that you've made, and yet you would have underestimated those 2 minutes. So never be afraid to overcome procrastination by taking 2 minutes to do something. So number 3, create a daily wins list. I love this tip so much. She says that at the end of your day, jot down 3 small victories or accomplishments, and it can help to keep you motivated. It can help you to observe and appreciate all that you have done. I know for me, I keep a calendar, which I'll probably share this tip many more times. I keep a calendar, it's color-coded, so I have different colored pens, and for workouts, I'll use the color purple. And I can easily see on my calendar, oh wow, last week I worked out 3 times. Last week I spent 150 minutes exercising, or 180, whatever it is. I also have my pink pen, and my pink pen tells me when I've done art. So no matter what I do, even if I've created an earring for 5 minutes, I count that as art. And so I will write down for that day that I did art, and I number it. So I don't know what number I'm at because we just started September, but I look at my calendar and I can easily tell, oh wow, I really haven't been at my art lately, or whoa, I'm smoking it. I've got 5 days in a row that I've done some art. I've made some progress. And same thing with my YouTube channel. I'm posting. I try to post Tuesdays at 10 a.m. So that's why I'm recording on a Monday, trying to make sure that I get this out to you. And I post shorts on Fridays at 7 p.m. And my goal is to stay consistent. There were so many obstacles in the way of me recording. And in fact, I have 5 minutes before I have to go somewhere. But guess what? I'm recording. I'm taking those couple minutes to do that. And at the end of the day, that's going to go again on my daily wins list on what have I accomplished. It doesn't have to be a super big accomplishment. It's still an accomplishment. Okay, so number 4, implement the 5-minute journal. So spend 5 minutes each morning setting your goals. Start the day with a purpose. I bought this adorable little dry erase board. It's like a little glass one, and it's got a dry erase marker with an eraser, and I write the top 1 to 5 things that I'm going to be working on pretty much for the month, and then I have a smaller paper one that I do for the week. And that just helps me to stay focused, because I know as an artist, as a creative person, and I'm sure you're creative as well, there's so many distractions that can overwhelm you. And yet when you stay focused, when you have something to go, okay, let's not go to item number 5 and we really need to accomplish item number 1. That can help you to stay focused and motivated and streamline your day, because you know if it's not supportive of goal number 1, then you can probably put it aside for a little bit longer. So that helps with figuring out what your goals are. Number 5, celebrate your tiny triumphs. Acknowledge and reward yourself for small wins. This helps to reinforce positive behaviors. I know when I'm trying to eat healthier, I can be encouraged that I'm making small triumphs. Even if for that day I didn't eat a whole bin full of chocolate. Well, and maybe I just ate 1 Reese's peanut butter cup. Well, that's a win for that day. It's a tiny triumph. As I was painting this painting, I had a deadline that it had to be in by, and so if I could work on it every day, that helped. Maybe not every day, but as I could work on it and I could get the flowers done. And then I focused on getting the Luna moths done. I absolutely love how they came out. It's encouragement. And I had to count down which Luna moths I did. So in the morning I got 2 done, and then by the afternoon I had 3 more done, and they were all complete and they were finished. And I got to, I don't know if you can see it hopefully in the final you can see I've outlined a lot in gold, because gold is the color of royalty. So they were fun, and they were small steps that all added up to, I'd like to think, a beautiful painting. 24 by 30, pretty big canvas. I don't usually work this large because usually I'm working with either digital work or watercolor, and I do acrylics, but not usually on this scale. So all of these little tiny things that I did, 1 flower here, 1 earring here, some hair another day, came up to this beautiful painting that I'm really proud of, and that will be at my show on October 5th at the Suffolk Center, and I'm super excited. I will share some video of that when that happens. But my book is out September 21st. I know they've been mailing it out because there's been a lot of orders, and I'm really, really thankful for each and every one of you. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, thanks for dropping by. If you haven't liked and subscribed, leave a comment. I would love to hear what you have to say about my painting, comments, criticisms. Just share in our community, and I'm so glad to be able to spend that time with you. Okay, I will see you next time. Bye.